Blog Talk Radio.
About are you doing well? Are you doing well? Thanks for joining me today. I'm glad you are online here today with me, and we are going to have a feature show for you today. Are you aging well? Are you living well? Let's make sure that we're on this line here, and we want to make sure that we are everybody in chat for this. Let's see here what's on here. Gentlemen, what we're going to do is just go on. We're not going to waste any more of your time, and we're going to just go on live here, and we're supposed to be on several different stations today. Here. At our station on with the blog talk. Let me try to see if we can get back in. Just type. Great, we get back in here. Tight, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back on the air. On YouTube, how are you fans doing? Who is out here today? Let's see. If we can look at the back. How are you? And it looks like this is Ernest Early. How are you? Thank you so much for joining me. Why don't you go ahead and give me those 2 thumbs up, or tell a friend, a foe that Omi's on, and she's talking about that subject. Are you aging well? And just one, I just want you to know that we have how DA go on to talk to you about some other needed discussions as our lecture about are you aging well? Now, that's the natural thing. Let that glow glow. Let it bring out and let you know you are aging well. I think you know. You're listening to me. 7 baby sister come at you. She'll come out of it. Her 87th birthday. She's been well. She's been mindful of how to live right. She's actually taught me how to eat right, how to be right, and keep our mind right. And maybe I give you all the prompts and cool to you for raising up a sister that can set the example. And the example is eating well and also thinking well, because thinking can get you in trouble too, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't want your brain to be mush and no muscles, because your brain is a muscle, it must be exercised, and you must give it plenty of fat. And today we're going to be talking about what are those things you need to put in your body when you go to the grocery store. You just start things off the shelf. You have because you want to make sure you get your amino acids, your 20 amino acids lined up with your carbohydrates, and let those that you want to make sure that your hypothalamus is not talking to a leak. Now we know that on the internet there's all over about that leaky gut, and I got on to that conversation, and I said, you know what? That is a problem. Research in the stomach where that is being instructed by the hypothalamus and we got. Now, one of the brothers talked about a product that he tried. Yes, I found it on Facebook, and I take it too as an old still a new trick. And I'm still learning some new tricks about aging well and making sure that I keep my stamina up, because it's the energy frequency that people are looking at. I don't care how old you get. You still got that frequency and vibration going. People want to be on you because they're vampires. They want to zap with your energy. And once again, let me say hello to Zabet, one of my faithful followers. Let me say hello to Ernest Early. This is about the first time meeting you, Ernest, so thank you so much for coming on and joining us today. And to my YouTube friends, one of these will get you in a chat so you can form your opinion. Now, then I got to get a little bit more technical, okay? Now, today is a special day because we're going to take you around in our kitchen. We're going to show you a few things that we got popping up in here. Because I don't just go to the grocery store. I hike out at the grocery store because I'm there for hours, looking through shelves, reading labels, looking for all the things that will make me healthy. Balance in my now. Let me know I just changed it up, and that is my butter, and I do not anymore. I would call the pores and take away from my shake. I decided because I love rich foods and love butter. And butter is an option for me. However, for my budget, sometimes it's a little difficult to put that in my maybe one pack of butter, but not two. So I've learned to add to that butter, Lord, in my diet. And don't say, oh, you messed up a long time ago. Crisco, Lord? No. Lord is one of your good things. You want to put that in there to keep that brain power going. You don't pick up Alzheimer's or dementia. The brain, over 50% fat, must bring back to that brain to get that pumping. Because if you don't be out on the show talking, you got to recall words. You can't be saying, you know what I'm talking about. That word over there. No, you got to be articulating fast on your feet, Think fast on your feet. Y'all get it? Now, Zavat, I know you know how old he is. I'm going to be live up in here because we're talking about something that I know. I don't need no encyclopedia and no books tell me about eat well. I'm a very example of what life can do for you at 67 years old. Some people don't know my age. They guess my age, and they can't predict my age. But I'm going to stop telling them the real naked truth of how old I am. And now we're going to take you back to Facebook. You're allowed in here. Come on in here. All right now. Okay. I'm gonna take the camera off of YouTube for a minute. So Facebook can come on over here and see what we got popped. Oh boy, we got some talking to do today, Facebook. Can you see these little items over here? Things I told you I was going to show you and introduce you to in my kitchen. about what to do in your life. These are anti-aging clinic, the research clinic. Okay, there's a program of cyclochrome in here, and this is the whole clinic. Now, I didn't show that. Now, take that off the screen. Nobody do that. Take it right off the screen. Because I have. All right. Now, here are some things that I take for my eyes. Because when I have glaucoma, optic then for my eyes. And Luton is very, very good. I picked that up over the counter, and I had to order the optic. Now let's get on to the aging products. There is the International Nutritional Myogen. This aging product you start taking to prevent aging. And this is also found on Facebook. Redwood by Zoom, the dietary supplement that keeps your body circulating if you are experiencing some lower circulation problems in your hands, your feet, and in your brain. Let's go over to some of the things that you might want to snack on. A lot of people stop buying nuts, Brazilian nuts, walnuts, and hazelnuts. These are things that I love to snack on. Okay? I need to bring these in because they're protein and they will help you. Now, your water is important. You must have water every day, drinking your 8 ounces. Don't forget about your green tea. I often spend a lot of money on my teas because I drink a lot of tea. Now, these teas are kind of interesting. Restore and resist and reset. These are the adaptogenic herbs like the rye, mushrooms, and cocoa. And they mix these teas together. And these adaptative teas, you can find them in CVS. They're over the counter, so they are not prescription. And stress supplement to suppress your stress. This is an herbal tea that you can drink. I noticed in the back I showed you the Lipton tea, the green citrus Lipton tea. And you should have your orange juice, pure premium orange juice. These are things that I take of. I'm not prescribing these for anyone. Come on over this side of the picture. I always keep some type of Romanian lettuce in my refrigerator. I keep that in there. I keep maybe 2 bags of that in there. When I go to the grocery store, I don't need a list because I know I'm going to need that. I always get the kit of the salad, the top. They're already put together. This is a sesame seed Asian. And here is Chapello cheddar. I oftentimes grab maybe 4 or 5 bags of these. And also my nutritional bowl, I grab this spicy pie. Now, these are things that can make a meal. I don't forget my fruit. But let's go over here because tomatoes are fruit too. So I grab the cherry tomatoes. No matter what they cost, I grab it. Now, raspberry frameless were on sale for 88 cents. What a deal. I grabbed the raspberry and the blackberries and I put them in my I eat them raw. And strawberries were on sale for 88 cents. I make sure I put plenty of strawberries in my diet. Now, I didn't show you these on this side. I've been eating them. The roasted almond unsalted. I eat a lot of almond, and as you know, we now can make almond milk. Now, let me show you something brand new that I've been adding. Plant power for the sandwich, the thin bread sandwich. This is all plant power plant and not from starches. The plant power from pea crust wrap. The outer island made with fresh cauliflower. It is a natural treat. Now, these are the kind of things I eat. on a daily basis. I'm not telling you to eat them, but I'm telling you these I consume and I make a meal out of them so that I can have energy. They provide energy for me, not necessarily placable that are sweet and good. But let me show you something that I do think is cool, and it provides energy at the same time while giving you the sweetness and backability that you like. I'll take an apple and slice it up, and I will dig into this Saba dark chocolate dessert dip spread. Boy, is it good. Do you know I did a whole show on dark chocolate? Go back over my radio show and blog talk. You can see that I love dark chocolate. And dark chocolate is flexible and it is healthy. And it solves some medicinal problems. Read on it. Research it. Do your due diligence. But it is a tasty treat when you have a sweet tooth. Now, for those of you who are diabetic out there, I want to say something. That overnight, you can take the carbohydrates out of your diet. Oh, yes, you can. Once you take the carbohydrates out of your diet, you begin to lose weight naturally. I start coming down, weight down. All my life, I was slim and thin. But when I had my first child, I just grew up there. I've always been hippie and had heavy thighs. But now that I am aging well, I am consuming enough fluids to flush out a lot of that inflammation. You know, when you have puffed up legs and swollen feet, that's just inflammation causing your body to be bloated. But you can excrete that through drinking enough filtered water. Now, when I say filtered water, I mean go in your refrigerator and your water that comes out of your refrigerator, it's usually filtered. And you can drink that and drink as much of it as you can. Now, I also recommend when you drink the enzyme water and you really cleanse your body. I don't like the mineral. I like the mineral water. I don't like to have water that is depleted of minerals. I always like to get an acids or a mineral water that carries the acid in it so it can help to digest. Now, the question is, and let's do roll call, see who's over here. Hello, Lillian. How are you? Thank you so much for joining me. Hello, Zabat. Thank you so much for joining me. Those are my old-time friends. They become followers. They know I don't just like friends hanging around. If you walk with me now, I'm going to let you run with me later. You're going to be able to run with me later. Yes, I used to be a runner 50 years. Yeah, I came in first place, got my little trophy to show for it. My legs are almost shot now, but I have to keep walking and keep getting involved in things. You know, I was in that Alzheimer's walk, and I was walking it off, baby. I was walking it off. Now, I'm just being facetious and being funny on a Thursday afternoon. But once again, are you aging well? I want to know, are you aging well? Now, I want to say something to the women who like to exotically change like I do. Sometimes we'll throw a wig on or we'll get those extensions. It's okay to do that, but it's also okay to wear your own hair sometimes. You see me head ball, extension up, weave up. You see me all kinds of ways because we have to portray that ability to stay with the cutting edge and to stay modern. It's okay. But within means, we have to understand that we have to keep the hair clean. And it's not always shampooing. There are other things you can put in your hair. You're not rinsing your hair with water, exposing yourself to pneumonia. Pneumonia is getting around. So you have to keep your head dry, especially when you're wearing the extension. You make sure that you're spraying the hair knife, then wrapping it very tight so that the hair does not, the scalp does not get wet. And then you have a damp head and then consequently a stopped up nose. But are you aging well? That's what I want to know. So what are you doing for your daily diet? What are you eating every day? And don't forget, your face has to purify itself. It has to cleanse. So you've got to wash your face with some form of cleansing agent. And you've got to put creams on. But I found out it's not just the creams you put topically on the body, but the fluids you put on the inside and the substance you take on the inside, you can make a change in your pliability and in the skin. You can make it pliable. You can make it firm through the diet. And that's what helps your skin to look good, not just because you put on a whole bunch of makeup. Sometimes you want to go without makeup. You want to cleanse off all the makeup and wear your natural skin so people can see you're aging well, that you don't have to put makeup on to plaster your skin. Some people are wearing far too much makeup. They're wearing too much eyelashes. Oh, my God. I mean, do we have to have our eyelashes out to here, walking around our eyelashes bigger than our head, and we flipping our eyes and bucking and scratching we don't itch, and people say, my goodness, they're not looking at that. They're attracted to that, and we don't have to age that way. You can age a lot better. Oh, boy, the eyebrows are another thing. I just given up on mine because they're fading away, but at the same time, you can shape them and make them look new again. If I had the time to go into the bathroom and put on all that stuff, boy, I would look like a new woman. And I'd be every woman to every man. But it's very important that you understand it's not about the aesthetic. It's what's going on. And a lot of us have nothing going on in the spiritual man, so we compensate for that by putting on a lot of extra this and that, so it makes us look like we got something going on. Well, you can have something going on, and you can have something going on every day if you want to. And you can make yourself look beautiful. You can beautify yourself with an original look where people are oftentimes noticed by the way you look because of the charisma you carry. If you're all down in your spirit, I don't care what kind of weave you put on. If your spirit is down, people are going to say, oh, my God, here comes that one with the bad spirit. Oh, Lord, please take her off the air. But when you come on there bubbling up, ready to show somebody about how to age well, and you're not just talking about it because you like the subject, you live in it. You've got to be a bona fide agent who's living it. Now, I'm not going to tell you every day, because I ain't on it every day. Say, only ain't on it every day. Only ain't on it every day. No, I'm not. Some days I just come down, eat up all snacks in the house, and say, oh, okay, I'll make up for it tomorrow. You know, you can make up for it tomorrow. You can pick out every now and then. Don't be a stickler where you just a die hard and you got everybody on eggshells telling them, don't eat that. No, go over there and get this lettuce. Get this lettuce, okay? Sometimes a man could be lettuce out, and he may want some steak. And he may come in the house with a big old steak. And you say, what? No, you didn't. And he goes and he sits down and eats it. Let him have his day. Let him have his day. Because 6-7 days a week, you done fried him out with all of these salads. Sometimes salads can get to be really bland, and people just say, I prefer to have me pork chop or something. And you know how black folks' diet is. Pork chop and pork is one of the things that we've brought up on. It's okay to pick out every now and then, but get your senses back to your senses. Don't stay in that mode. Make sure you pull yourself out of that rut. But you're aging well, right? Let me tell you about your inner smile. I was once told that the best thing I had going for me was my smile. And I didn't realize that I had a photographic smile until one day I saw myself and I realized that maybe my smile did lift people up. Maybe I did need to smile more. So sometimes you're going to have to go in the dentist and spend some money. Get your grill redone. Get your grill redone to the point where you get those caps put on. And if you have to have specialized work on your teeth, get the work done. Go in, take money out, and put some money in yourself. Because I'm a solo artist and I like to sing, I know that it's very important to have a decent grill. So my intentions are to put as much money in my mouth as possible. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. Clear it up so that my smile continues to be my trademark. Now, some of you don't think that it's necessary, and you'll go around and say, well, I'm not putting that kind of money in my mouth. If my insurance don't cover it, I'm just not getting it. No, that's the wrong way of thinking. Think this way, that whatever you project out there could be a lasting example of who you are. So it's very important that you do go into the dentist and get your checkup. Some of you have insurance and you don't use it. You don't use it for other insurance for Medicare. Then go and use it. Get your eyes checked. You know, I told you about this product over here that someone had told me about online. And it's supposed to help build blood vessels, prevent cataract. And since 4 people in my family went blind, I became very conscious about my eyes. I use my eyes for everything. For seeing on the internet at night, while in bed, in the dark, and for sitting in front of rooms. So I take my eyes very seriously. I go in, get my checkups, and I make sure that I find out the products that are going to really help me. I just started taking this Oxyzan, and I don't know just yet what it's done for me. It's working. Now, this one is an over-the-counter, Lutein. You probably hear about Lutein a lot. And Lutein is a product that most people take to help build strong eyes. And when you get over 60, you want to make sure that the eyes are dry and you don't have to go in to get the pressure off your eyes, because that's the first beginning sign of someone getting cataract, because the pressure gets so bad on their eye, they have to take drops in order to relieve the pressure. My eyes are good. I don't have any problem right now. I did used to wear glasses, but I was corrected through wearing glasses. I can do without them, but every now and then I do them out. And for people, I've been told you got to wear bifocals. Get those bifocals off. Don't be afraid and talk about, I ain't trying to get old. I don't want to get old. We all going to age. And we all going to get to the point where our body starts to fall apart. But you don't have to have a body that falls apart just because you're aging. You can still have that elasticity. You can still have that collagen in your body. Let me show you something else. Where a lot of people don't realize it's very important. I take collagen too. And I make sure I take the plant collagen, because it's going to build strong amino acids in your body. It's going to give you the necessary parts you need for your nails, your hair, your skin, your connective tissues, your skeleton system, even your bones. It's going to help you. Now, I am not recommending anything to anyone. These are things that I take on a regular basis. And I am no doctor. I am not a member of any medical clinic, and I cannot and I will not make recommendations to you. These are just products that I can take. But are you aging well? Are you aging well? And another thing, a lot of people were talking about natural additives to help you breathe better. Now, this is some coarse sea salt. I do have the Himalayan salt that I also use. I don't know if you still have it in here. Must be upstairs. But I do make inhale a lot of the salt to cleanse out the lungs, the bronchial tubes, and the nose, so that if COVID virus is trying to get to me, it can't get there, because I am exfoliating it out through this sea salt. Now, I meant to tell you about the power of beets. And And beets are very good for your eyes and your body. And this is a very trackable, good tasting beet. It's circulation. And when we get older, sometimes our hands get clammy and our feet get clammy, and there's no circulation and a lot of swelling. This takes the image off the body and get rid of that swelling so you can put your shoes on and you can walk around with tight shoes on and swollen feet. Now, circulation is very, if you don't have good circulation, the blood that comes from the heart that goes to the heart, the venous blood, and that comes away from the heart is arterial. We want to make sure we have good circulation so our hearts continue to beat for the ones we love. Yes, I understand that. But to make sure that our hearts are circulating, a lot of people have to have stems put in their blood vessels in their heart to keep the blood flowing, to keep it alive. Now, are you aging well? That's what I want to know. What's in your kitchen? And what are you using on a daily basis? I can give this presentation in my sleep because I live it. And I start looking at all of the podcasts that I do and discuss. I'm in my kitchen. I do particularly spend a lot of time in the store looking through the labels and memory and making sure I'm getting quality food. Now, some people buy off-brand products. I can't buy a lot of off-brand products unless it's a new product that someone else has tried. I want to get something that's tried and tested, and I'm willing to pay for it because I know if I put it and ingest it in my body, it's going to. Now, I often water a lot. Today, I'm going to go back to my old ways and let you know that I use water a lot to even purify things. Water is neutral, it knows no enemy. I oftentimes use this in rituals when I'm about to do my prayer. I pour water into the glass and I dedicate the water. I put it on my head and I dedicate this water back to my higher self, back to Olodumare, back to my and back to Clara Jenkins, Robert Jenkins. I dedicate back to Olodumare because this water will become purified. It will have the frequency of God in it. And then I put it on my altar, okay? And altar work is very important. I want to talk to some of you men and women who are priests and priestesses, who also in Yanifies and Babylon. Some of you are not actively working in the profession. You're keeping it a secret. You're hiding everything that you are. This is a time when we need you more so than ever before to show up and show up. And show up fighting. Get your dukes up. Get your dukes up because we got a real fight on our hands. We are fighting, and this fight is being won with fork and a spoon. You are really in a revolutionary war. The bad habit of eating, and you use a fork and a spoon way through prophecy. Yes, there's a lot of people that are telling you to eat rock gut food and telling you it doesn't matter, it's okay, and you're coming out sick and broken. Now we got this coronavirus, and we think everybody is giving us a damn lie. We all carry virus. They're all laying dormant in us. They have to be ignited. They have to be ignited with something. But if you keep your body resiliently strong and you don't compromise your body and you don't have those diseases called sugar to diabetes, poor circulation, renal dialysis, kidney problems, high blood pressure, somebody wants to get to you. Every time you come into the doctor, they ask you about, did you must have sugar diabetes? And now they're saying that there is type 1, type 2, and type 3. And guess what type 3 diabetes is? Type 3 Diabetes is Alzheimer's disease. They done snuck one in on you. They want to take your memory away from you. So now they call it type 3 diabetes, but it's really taking your brain thought away. So what do you think they caused that? They kept telling you don't need no bacon. You don't need no fat. Oh, that's fat because that fat is going to mess you up. Now they put so much fat in you, you're function, and now you got diabetes. You got stage 3 diabetes where you have Alzheimer's because you're not eating enough fat, and your fat in your brain is required, and over 50% of your brain is fat. So what do you mean? How you start inputting lords in your body? You start putting fat, the good fat in your diet from butter, not margarine. Get the margarine out your mind. Throw it out your kitchen. Stop buying margarine. It clogs up your arteries. That's the stuff that messes you up, not pure fat. Now, I want to say there's 5 people losing their short-term memory and now ending up in the memory of the nursing home, walking around with a memory loss when a little bit of fat can change the whole situation. I know what I'm talking about because the brain thrives on fat. And without it, you put some beta blockers in people's bodies, they're not getting fat. So they're losing their memory, purposely losing their memory. You can't let it happen to you. You got to fight back and put your dukes up and say, I'm only going to eat those fats that are good for me, but not the ones that are bad. Get the margarine out your kitchen and bring lords in and butters. It's very important that you understand what I'm telling you because somebody steals your mind. They're giving you bad food. And when someone says cholesterol is what is causing diabetes, that's a lie. There's some good fat that you can get and eat that will help your body, inflammation out of your body. Do you realize that you go on all these medicines, and all of this medicine for diabetes, it creates inflammation in your body. Your body becomes very sore and stiff. And this inflammation is what is killing us. But it's very important that you age well. It's very important that because you're aging well, you're living well. Just because you're getting older does not mean you fall apart physically. You can continue to age well and gracefully, making sure that your kitchen becomes your pharmacy, making sure you spend a lot of time reading labels, putting together diets and formulas. Black folks did a spring clean every year because they know there's a bunch of gulk in it. Gulk in your blood, it cannot move through the veins. It's very, very difficult, and it causes a lot of pressure. So the blood has to be cleaned out. And at one time, that black people did, they went to the drugstore and they the pharmacist for those products that would cleanse out their thyroid and their glands. And they would pump and get rid of it, and the blood would begin to flow. And the life of the flesh is in the blood. Don't get it twisted, people. All of your life comes from your blood. You must keep the blood clean. You must make sure you take things like beets, like I showed you. Just cleansing your blood every week can make you feel better. Start off with the redwood. The redwood down on lime, and it will also help the circulation of your body once it's cleansed out. And it will help you age well. And you won't look at crack. Your face will be firm, and it will bounce back and pulls our body down. And we want to keep our bodies firm. Now, there are a lot of good exercise programs out there like Silver Sneakers. We get that with our Medicaid, and it's free. And here in Indiana, we get to go to any one of the spas that have an actual Silver Sneaker connection. and going in there, getting in the whirlpool, getting in the sauna, and exercising a little bit of brisk walk, or possibly getting on the bikes and moving back to work. All these things are good. We don't have to look old. It's 70. And some of you, when I was 48, I was really full of the Spirit, and I didn't know anything about being old when I was 48. And later on, I started getting aches and pains. And then when I started taking care I lost those aches and pains. I don't have any aches and pains. I don't get up in the morning with, oh, my back, oh, my knees, oh, I need a knee. I don't get with that. I got good circulation, so the blood is flowing, and the arteries are clearing. I have no high blood pressure, good low blood pressure. Now my A1C is going down, so I don't have to take insulin. As you become pre-diabetic, you can move out of that whole category by changing your diet. I did it. I didn't want to put my finger. I couldn't put my finger. I didn't want to have to take some force my insulin to shut down. Do you know when you take insulin and you have insulin resistance, that's your body trying to make insulin, and the doctor is giving a prescription to put more insulin in. Your body's resisting it. So eventually it stops making insulin. Because now you're headed for renal dialysis because your kidneys are going to go. It's a whole plan. Kidneys going. First of all, you have the bad circulation. People getting amputations of their whole, their amputation. That's bad circulation. You can solve that problem by going in the kitchen, making beet powder to get that circulation going. And it will stop and prevent that amputation. Some people are duck amputees, and they got bad circulation in their legs. Now their heart is going. It seems like a vicious problem in the hood, in the black community. We got to start teaching on this. You don't have to be an alternative medicine doctor. I'm a medicine woman because as I began Yoruba teaching, it taught us how to live right, how to age right, how to use herbs and how to cook with them. Those are the reasons why I joined this society. There's a lot of you out there hiding. You know you're a petty bee. You know you're an Yandafi and about the law and a priest. You won't tell anybody you have those gifts. You are from a secret society that you're keeping. Well, we're communal people, and we're supposed to talk about these gifts we have and share them, make live the life and talk to talk and walk to talk. So I'm not just giving you something that I think about, that I want to be involved in. I am involved in. So I can share it with you, giving you a chance to realize you don't have to look old just because you're aging. And don't let people tell you, oh, girl, you're just getting old. I want to be around here for a while. How are you doing, Philadelphia? I want to be around for a while because my uncle is 100, 102, and I know it's in our bloodline. And my brother is 82, my sister's 86. I have the potential to live out the life expectancy of least becoming 80 years old. Okay? So I know the Bible said God will give you 70 years, but I'm looking for 100. Look at Cicely Tyson. Beautiful, beautiful. And look at Shirley Caesar. All up in the 80s. And Cicely Tyson is in 100. So we can live. And black does crack. I want to tell you, black folks, but you can do things to make your skin pliable by putting on special exterior creams, but putting more so good things in the body. Drinking plenty of water. Don't forget, it's very important to go to your altar. Let's go on over to our altar. I've been in the kitchen so long, I feel like I want to cook something. I don't want to get to cooking up in here and forget that I'm trying to do raw. So let me take you on over I'm going to play you a little something. There. Now, this is my little altar here that I put together. It might not look like your altar home, but it's my altar. You can see in the back, there's the one. Chuck Mooney here, who I talk to on a daily basis. Catherine, also my little angel, pray for me. My elephant is all Buddha. And it's the spirit, soul, and Buddha over here. And I have Maya. So oftentimes, our original map. And I want to have my deceased loved ones and my son, who I talk to on a regular basis. There's some more connections back there. Now, I have the sales of the story. And this is Mary, baby Jesus, there. Now, pencils are very important because they bring about a to the author. And oftentimes, I talk about this. And then we will go on to get together. And that's when John God, which is oftentimes very and the Lord Super as well. Now, go back over here and to our pharmaceutical kitchen. As I told you, that it's very important to have these things readily refrigerated so that you can snack and so that you can make a salad, but also have your teas ready so you don't begin to start using a lot of hops and things that have chemicals in it and a lot of coffee. I'm trying to wean myself off coffee. I was a big coffee drinker, but not anymore because I know it does a lot of things to my body. Now, once again, I like to say that we're aging well today because we're living well, we know better, we know what to put in our system, we know exactly what we need to have a high frequency. And I'm vibrating on a high frequency. I don't know about you. I try to stay positive and on high frequency so that I can motivate somebody else and they can vibrate off of my vibe. But it's very important that we keep our spirits up and be able to give something back. I've been on this radio show now for the past 11 years, giving something back, supporting and motivating people about something life. I don't care what it is. There's something to be happy and be grateful about. Be grateful. Make sure you oftentimes include mindfulness and grateful gratitude in your prayers, because whereas somebody may have had no feet, you're worried about your shoes. Thank God for feet so that you can wear shoes. But it's important that we take our diet serious and we don't go out and splurge and eat the wrong food on a constant basis and then wonder why we have all these aches and pains. Now, I'm not going to tell you that you're never going to have aches and pains. Some people are just prone to aches and pains, and some people are not. Some people have a high tolerance against pain. I'm one of them. I don't experience pain as rapidly, but I will if I, live long enough. I know that some people can have an abscess and don't even know they have it because they have high tolerance to pain. Now, with covert virus going on out here, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to understand the covert virus. I know some people that fought it, and I helped them to fight it, and we use a lot of Himalayan salt to keep our nostrils clean and keep from allowing that mucus to get down into the lungs. And when you first discover that you have it, you have to use some breathing mechanisms to cleanse that lung out to fight it off. Now, I don't know if they have an antidote that's going to work. I know they keep making all these kits to test yourself. They're a lot of money. It's a big business now, and with the mask as well. But I do know that Olodumare and Oromala knows the inception of disease and they know how to eliminate it. And this is in the Yoruba teaching. So with Oromala knowing the inception of disease and knowing how to destroy it, you better believe that from the Yoruba faith, you're going to find a cure. Not just a treatment, but a cure. And some of you, men and women that are very simplistic, to come out and join our network. We have a network of men and women, and we're trying to urge many more to become ordained, initiated, so that we can create a new society of healthy men and women to live out our expectancy beyond the age of 100, to be able to be actively involved in your 60s and 70s, like I am, and to be a part of a solution to a problem. That we are the age-old people that gave the world reasoning. We gave a female doctor. So we are doctors in our own right, and we are heal the world. And we have alternative treatments in our pharmaceutical kitchen that we've got to start talking about. We've got to start sharing. And who is this? Claudel. How are you, Claudel? I didn't see you there. Thank you so much for joining us. Philip, Duffy, Lillian, thank you so much for joining us. And Charles, we've got a full house in our Facebook today. Thank you for joining me in my pharmaceutical. Are you aging well? This is a whole series that we're going to continue out the year with our episodes. Had a little complication with our blog talk. We're going a little bit later with blog talk. Sometimes it's a little difficult when you're using your phone. Nevertheless, we are on here and we are live today talking about, are you aging well? What are the things you need to do to beautify your spirit? What are the 10 commandments you need to follow? The commandments of Maya teaching. I have not murdered anyone. I have not covered my brothers and sisters' things. We've got to be able to go over these things. You don't have to be in church to be able to recite these things. Put them on your wall. Let me go and get this one document. Let you know you got to have the 10 commandments around, and you got to put them on the wall. You got to put them on your wall, and you got to recite them. You don't just have them laying around. You got to recite. Okay? And this is church to some folks because they don't get to church. Universal Hager Spiritual 10 Commandments. Let me tell you something about this. As a little girl, I didn't even know that I was attending a spiritualist church right in my backyard. Right in my backyard. We were attending a Universal Hagar Spiritualist church. And I didn't even know spiritualist. And not just a holy roller. This is Hurley, Father G.W. Hurley. These were our followers. And these people were teaching on spirituality almost 67 years ago when I was a little girl and I had a foundation of spirituality. You can look them up on the internet. They have branches all over, one in Gary, Indiana, and there's one in Detroit. There was one here in Indianapolis. Hopefully we'll get that going again. So we do. I do believe in having a foundation. Now, as I told you about the 10 Commandments, thou shalt believe in spirit, God, within matter. Thou shalt ignore a sky heaven for happiness and downward for human punishment. Thou shalt believe in heaven and hell here on earth. Thou shalt believe in the fatherhood of God and the brotherhood of man. Thou shalt believe in what you sow. Thou shalt believe that the Ethiopians and all nations will rule the world in righteousness. Thou shalt believe that the Universal Hagar Spiritual Church reveals to Father G.W. Hurley for the blessing of all nationalities, and will believe. Thou shalt not pray for God to bless your enemies. Thou shalt ask God to give you power to overcome them. Thou, our relatives and friends whose spiritualist department from their bodies are within our own bodies to help us and use and come off differences in life. Opening, and these are the 10 commandments I was taught as a little girl. I had no idea I had hidden these in my heart, and I know that the spirituality come from somewhere. Now, as I told you that these are the things that we believe. We believe that God is spirit. We believe that our bodies are matter and dwelling place. We believe that man is spirit, just like God. We believe that man is the matter given by God to his creation. We believe our real selves are spirit, clothed with matter, body. We believe that all life is God. We believe that every 2,100 years age, we believe that Adam was the leader of the Tarian age, Earth. We believe there is no life except God. We believe that He has made His second appearance within Hurley. We believe that whoever good we need is within us at all times. We believe that when we have realized Christ, we can draw all within. We believe that Christ is the wisdom and of God. We believe all accept His teaching, the Christ will appear within them. We believe in ages, time of heirs. We believe that Abraham was the leader of the Aryan age. We believe that Jesus was the leader of the Pisces age. We believe that Hurley of the Aquarius age. Hurley was born at the proper time to be the leader. We believe that heaven to all nations that will believe. We believe in mental, telepathic, and through forces. We believe that thoughts are spirit, and to think of things is the prophetic fulfillment. We believe that all men are equal regardless of their color. We believe that the spiritual faith is the only true model. We believe that all Protestants must accept the true faith if they will. We believe to others as we would have them to do unto us. We believe that heaven is a supreme reason, a happy state of mind here on this earth. We believe that hell is a deplorable condition in the body of human beings. And we believe. And that we keep here in our house. Now, a lot of you did not know this, but I was granted a license to preach. This certified I have a license from Liberty Temple Full Gospel Church, and that's where I went to theology school in Chicago, Illinois, by way of the northwest suburbs. So I do have a license to marry, bury, and baptize, and to conduct ceremonies, and the right to conduct burials as well, and to hold church. But a lot of people are saying that we don't need you anymore. We need a set of rules in our heart that we can lean on, so we don't lean on our own understanding. And we need to know that It's very valuable that we have spirit, we eat food, we think good thoughts, then we'll produce a good person. But you can't go on having bad thoughts about hurting others, using force against others, using violent weapons against others. We've got to change our thinking. Too many of us black people have started thinking that I am for myself and I'm the only one here on this earth that's going to take care of me. No, blacks are communal people. We think in a way, and if I'm doing well, then the person is concerned about him doing well. And we are because I am, and because I am, therefore we are. We are one, and we are a communal, unified people. We must start thinking communal, and we must start helping the brother next to us. Because if we've been strengthened, then we must go back and strengthen our brother who's fallen behind. So it's important that we have church in our heart. And this is a form of church for me, even though I'm not in a pulpit anymore. This is a way that I can deliver or speak to you that will cause you to want to live right and to help your brother. So if I can do that on these stairways to teaching you about good, clean, healthy living habits of eating and of thinking, I want to also top that off with thinking spiritual. Because when you think spiritual, even though you're sick and you think you can't get well, if you know that God has already given you a healing, He's giving you a healing before you even ask. So you need not ask, you need to walk in that healing and know that God's plan for you is to succeed. So therefore, He doesn't want you sick. He wants you well. So for those of you who are out in the spiritualists, I'm welcoming you into the net. We have a network that we are inviting men and women to join. If you would like to be initiated, if you would like to get the right hand of Ifa, if you'd like to know more about the Yoruba faith and how you become a devotee, a studier of the African traditional religion, please stop by Oracle Divination Network on Blog Talk and let me know. You're always welcome there at the net. There at the net, we talk to people about paranormal things, about dreams and being audio, clairvoyant, and we talk to people about their spiritual life. But they sometimes don't embrace spiritual people. They turn them away and tell them they don't have the gift. But God has given all of us a measure of the gift, and we all should be exercising it and using it. So don't let anyone crush your vision, because we all have a third eye if it's not calcified. We all have a third eye that we can see things in our children. We can see before it happens. We can clairvoyantly speak things and speak blessings over our children and not curses. We know we're living up under a curse, so we have to break those curses. You have to go through your house and break curses. In your house, if there's no peace and there's a lot of confusion, cleanse your house with soap, with life into your life. Let there be peace, let there be life in every room. And then sift the bowl of water with the salt in it outside your door and let it dry up. So you can dry up all that nonsense in your house. Sometimes people want to bring confusion to you if they're so confused in their spirit. Don't let them do it. Stop them at the door and say, you will not bring that confusion up. Me in my house, put your little plaque out if you have to. As for me and my house, we shall serve the Lord. Now, what does that mean? You go around how Jesus loves you. Oh, yeah, Jesus loves you. No, you don't have to run around and Jesus, the Lord is a concept. Christ is a concept. Put on the concept of a Christly God and living righteous and living piously so that you wear the concept of who Jesus was, not the man. Because some people don't even physically know if he ever walked the face of this earth. But that's for another whole topic. But in the meantime, you can be Christ-like. You can be sharing, loving, and caring, and exemplify the things that Christ did. And you can do that. You need a church to know how to do that. You don't have to have in a church where you're giving large sums of money and you can't about right things in your community. It's very important that we make all this a part of living well and make aging well, because sometimes as we get older, we start losing our mind. We can't even think no more. We just tell people because I can't remember nothing. Yes, you can. But you can't remember anything. Make sure you don't. Hello. I'm doing fine. How you doing? I'm all right. You okay? He's doing fine. Hey, listen here. I need to okay. Hospitals, they said that none of y'all been up there. I'm not in town. We were up there Sunday. I didn't know you have the procedure. Yeah, she had a procedure the other day. They went in and they. Let me see because I called you and left the message. When I found out that's when I called. Yeah, I've been knowing she had the procedure because he called me and then I went up there. Okay, I'll call you after I found out. After lunch, when I called to check on a date, I don't have a code to find out how to check. Well, Lisa, you and Linda need to come up here and see about your mother. She don't look so well. She don't look so well. I'm just okay. Hold up now. Hold up. I'm just saying. Right. But what I'm saying. Lisa, listen to me. I'm not sure what you're doing. I'm not sure. Okay, Lisa, I gotta go. You're not gonna listen. I gotta go. Okay? I'm just telling you, you need to go up there and see about your mother. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes those phone calls get through, and they shouldn't. And I apologize for that. Nevertheless, when you have aging family members that are in and out of the hospital, when you hear that they are compromised, and health is compromised, you get up there as fast as you can. You don't ask someone else to go up there and do your due diligence and say that they've been calling you to make sure that you go up there. You get your little bonds up there yourself and see about your mother. Because can't nobody do it any better than you're doing. Now, I want to say for the record, ladies and gentlemen, that some of us are not aging well. We be having a problem with our mind at an early age and developing Alzheimer's even before. And that's a problem because of the bad foods that we're consuming. Some people are actually not able to keep a good, sound mind. I want you to keep a sound mind today and keep a conscious mind, keep an open mind, because a lot of things I'm going to be presenting to you, it's going to take a sound mind to receive them. And it's not because I'm forcing my lifestyle on anyone. I'm just sharing with you things that I've used in my life to help me keep my memory sharp, to be able to think on my toes. I really pride myself on keeping a strong fortitude, and that's my mind. But a lot of times people get torn by other outside people. They shatter your thoughts and make you incompetent because you're dealing with their frailness. Don't let other people on the outside bring in confusion to you. If you're confused, don't let them confuse you. Get them out of your life. Shake it off. Come on. Toxic. If they're toxic, you gotta go. I gotta go. Gotta go. Get out of the way. Get out of the way if they're nonsense. They want to put responsibility on you when they're not carrying out responsibility themselves. And you have to know when you're dealing with those kind of people. And some of them you can't be kind to. Some of them you have to cut them off the path. Cut them off. No more conversation. That's it. But it's very important that when you have seniors in your families that are getting age and you're making collective decisions, let it be a unified decision. Don't let one or two people who are outspoken make all the decisions. Then when they make the wrong decision, then they're ready to come to you and ask you to give guidance. It's too late. You don't want to be bothered. You don't want to be a part of it. So what I'm saying is these are things that make you age rapidly too. Worry, anxiety. People can bring them to your doorstep. Who is it? Frustration. Who is it? Anxiety. Who is it? Confusion. Confusion. To make your life complicated. To make you out of control. Because I don't have it together. Yeah, confusion will come knocking at your door more frequently than not. But you got to say, I ain't having confusion. I'm not having it because we're not buying it today. And don't buy it. Don't even accept it. Don't open the door and say, I'm sleeping here. Take it somewhere. Tell it to the birds because I'm not listening. Because what we think, what we digest in our mind can confuse us, weaken us, cause us to start to have pancreatic problem in our pancreas, then our liver start quivering, and then our heart starts palpitating. Now we got real physical problems, and it started from a mental frustration. I know what I'm talking about. All diseases sometimes start in the colon from mucus, but they can also start from stress and frustration. And we got to get that out of our mind, just thinking. We got to shake it off, Charles or Cardell. We got to shake it off, Philip. We got to shake it off, Lillian. We got to shake it off, the back. We got to shake it off, Ernest. We got to shake off all of these inadequacies, because if we don't, we will carry this stuff, and next thing you know, we get a diagnosis of cancer. Well, how did I get that? Cancer. I didn't know that I was frustrated over anything. How did I get that? How did it plant itself in my life? Because of frustration. Sometimes you may answer one telephone call too many, and sometimes it's better not to pick up the phone. Okay? Sometimes it's better. Now, I don't know what your household's got going on, but get confusion out of your life. Take it to the door, open the door, kick it out the door. You don't have to let it in. You don't have to even receive it. Just let your mind totally erase it. And I'm saying this because I want you to be a diligent citizen that you don't have these extra added attractions to enough. You cannot have things to come and destroy your thoughts overnight once you finally get it together. And a lot of you are going to get it together. And you are going to be very happy you did. Pardon me for 1 minute. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. And I say welcome back and doing roll call to my Facebook friends, Lillian, also Phil Bailey, Cardell, Sabat. Let's see. Thank you so much for joining me today. This has been a real good session, talking to you about how you age well and how you take those things in your kitchen, your pharmaceutical kitchen, and make them your allopathic medicine and alternative medicine. I don't recommend a lot of pills. I say don't. Fill me up with all those pills. I got a doctor named Dr. Feelgood, and that is food. So I want to consume food to feel better. Now, we're going to bring this to a close. I thank you so much for spending time with me. This has been a great day, a great time spent together. I do hope you will realize that I am your host, bringing you a diet on feeling well, living well, aging well. So let's take all these things in consideration. I like to offer a disclaimer. I am not a physician. I'm not a doctor or an attorney. I'm only sharing with you during the sharing session. And thank you so much for spending this afternoon with me. And I do appreciate your time. Friends, go out and give me those 2 thumbs up and sign up to become a follower. I need your following. I need your support. So make sure that you're not just coming in, dipping in here to see what I'm talking about. Become a real friend and become a follower. When you become a follower, you tell somebody that you've been, then I'm going to let you run with me. You'll be able to run with me, okay? And we can get it together. And if we have enough of these practitioners who are men and women of the cloth, preferably priests and priestesses, in Yanify, Apeti Beads, and Baba Laws, please come into the network, visit the network on Blog Talk Radio Station, Omi's Oracle Divination Network. And if you come in, you can sign up if you'd like to speak. You want a platform to talk about your healing, your modalities that you work with, or the priesthood to come in and use our platform to talk and teach personality and about being a priest and priestess. Yes, you're admiring my beads here. These are my Leke beads that I was given after being initiated into the priesthood of Yoruba. Each one of them represents something, and I'm not going to go into them right now, but they're very precious. I keep them hidden away. This is a special occasion, so I thought I would wear them today. Each one of them represents one of the Orishas, and these are Orishas like angels that guard and protect, and that we can go to and ask them to open up a way for us to make it plain and clear, to assist. They're God's helpers. They're an extension of God, the Orishas. And we'll talk more about the Orishas next time we meet, and I'll be able to share with you some of the Orishas that are in your house and in your favorite that you want to put on your altar, Yamaye or Batala, Ishun, Shango. All of these Orishas are like angels, and they assist. Now, I said I was going to pour a libation, and I'm going to pour a libation. I pour a libation to eat, and I say libation. Well, that's to the west. I'm going to pour libation to the east, and I say libation. Libation to the south, and I say libation. I'm going to pour libation to the north, and I say libation. Do this every day and pour libation to your ancestors. If you have any ancestors, like Claire Jenkins is my mother, Robert Jenkins is my father, Tommy Pete Harvey is my father, and also Eugene Lilly is my uncle. I pour libations to these people today, and I call them forth and ask them to be strong in my home, in my spirit, so that they will open doors for me, and that we will be able to join arms with us, and we can connect to their melanin and make us strong. And I thank each and every one of you. Straight ahead and into the future, Milwaukee. Straight into the future, Gary, Indiana. Straight ahead and into the future in Garland, Texas. Straight ahead and into the future, Dallas, Texas. Straight ahead and into the future, Avon, Indiana. Straight ahead and into the future with you, Fortville, Indiana. Straight ahead and into the future. Odabo.
You are on air. To start your show now, press 1. To hear important news. Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Studio. The host is Tony Ain't Got Seven live. featuring our year-long segment on Are You Living Well? Are You Aging Well? Is the topic that we're on. Thank you very much for joining me. And are you living well and aging well? We're out on Blog Talk Radio Station. Tell a friend that Only's on. Invite those 2 thumbs up and let someone know that Only is on talking about are you living well? Are you aging well? Thank you so very much for joining me today. I'm glad you're on the line here today with me. And we are going to have a featured show for you. Are you aging well? Are you living well? Let's on this slide here, and we want to make sure that we are getting everybody in chat for this. Let's see here what's going on here. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to do is just go on. We're not going to waste any more of your time. And we're going to just go on live here. And we're supposed to be on several different stations. If we can't seem to get our station on with I'm going to try to see if we can get back in there. Just hold tight. We're going to be able to get back in here. Hold tight, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right. Go on with our show. And we're live here on YouTube. And doing who is out here today? Let's see. We can look at the back. How are you? And it looks like this is Ernest Early. How are you? Thank you so much for joining me. Why don't you go ahead and give those 2 thumbs up? Or tell a friend, tell those that Only on and she's talking about that subject. Are you aging well? And this is just one of the subtopics out of our Are You Living Well? We want you to know that we haven't forgotten about this topic. We deviated a little bit from this topic to go on today, ladies and gentlemen. And we are still about it, talking about Are You Aging Well? Probably see a lot of gray hair here, but that's the natural thing about aging. Let that glow. Let your gray hair out and let people know that you are aging well. I'm 67 years old, ladies and gentlemen. Still got it. Still got my legs, my running legs, and I got my sound mind. I hope you got yours today. You're listening to Only myself, Maddie Harvey's big sister coming at you. And Maddie Harvey can't be with us right now. She is incapacitated. She's at the hospital having some surgery work done. We're praying her trip that she will come out of it and make her 87th birthday. She's been aging well. She's been my prime example of how to live right. She's actually taught me how to eat right, how to walk you're in trouble too, ladies and gentlemen. Your brain to be mush and no muscles, because your brain is a muscle. Exercise, and you must give us plenty of fat. And today we're going to be talking about what are those things you need to put in your body when you go to the grocery store. You just don't start grabbing things off the shelf. You have a list because you want to make sure you get your amino acids lined up with your carbohydrates, and less of those that you want to make sure that your hypothalamus is not talking to a leaky gut. Now we know that on the internet there is discussions all over about that leaky gut, and I caught on to that conversation. And I said, you know what? That is a problem. It's structured by one of the brothers talked about a product that he created, and I can tell you what I'm going to use my kitchen for showing you. I caught on, I listened to and I see too, because it's all about still I'm still learning some new things about eating I don't care how old you get. If you still got that frequency and vibration going, people want to be on you because they're want to zap you if you're getting. Let me say hello to the Zach. Let me say hello to Ernest. Me, Ernest, thank you so much for coming on in and joining us today. And to my YouTube friends, one of these I'm going to get you in and have a chat so you can go on with me. Now, that means I got to get a little more technical, okay? Now, today is such a day because we're going to take you around our kitchen and we're going to show you the things that we got popping up in here. Because I just go to the store. Some people don't know my age. They guess my age, and they can't predict my age. But I will stop telling them the real next known truth about how old I am and let them guess. Just come on now. We're going to get that kitchen. You're loud in here. All right now. Okay. I'm going to take the camera off of YouTube for a minute. So Facebook can come on over here and see what we got pop. Oh boy, we got some talking to do today, Facebook. Can you see these little items? These are the things that I told you I was going to show you and introduce you to. I don't know if you can see these things or not, but I'm going to start talking about it. Here's vitamin and vitamin 3. One is for the brain, the hypothalamus, to tell us wrong with the brain, and the other is for the leaky gut to make sure that it gets in line. Now, I picked those two items up off of Facebook after reading about what they would do for your body. And these are tablet forms. Anti-aging clinic, the research clinic. Okay, there's 100 milligrams. All right. Meanwhile, on the rest. Now, here are some things. 100 milligrams of 0.00. That I take from my eyes because we have a problem in our family with glaucoma. Optic Zen Beck Zen for my eyes. It's very, very good. Now let's go on to the aging products. There are and this was also found on Facebook. Redwood by Unzoom. There's supplements that keeps your body circulating if you are experiencing some lower circulation problem in your hands or feet and in your brain. Now, let's get into some of the things that you might want to snack on. A lot of people stop buying. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for allowing us to come back to you on Blog Talk Radio Station. Black Blog Talk Radio Station. All right, guys, are you aging well? This is all the we invite you about how to that you could do to age well. Are you aging well now? Are you looking at the things that you should be doing about? We want to look back. We want you to be conscientious about the things that you're physically doing to yourself. Some of us are taking chances on our memory and believing that it will be there when we need it. You've got to eat the right fats now to make that brain nice and strong. So it is resilient and it will bounce back, having the muscle power. The brain is nothing but a muscle. And today we're talking about how do we keep our body strong? How do we age well? And one of them, part of it is what we put in our bodies when we consume energy. You know we're made up of nothing but energy. When people start looking at our bodies, they say we're mechanical. We need energy to vibrate, to have frequency. And you can eat a bowl of cereal that's full of energy that will give you the same amount of power that a full diet will. I want to make sure that we got this correct, that we are fighting for our lives with a fork and a knife. We can create a revolution. We can heal diabetes, give you a chance to come away from diabetes, dialysis condition. We can work towards getting that circulation together so we don't have to have amputations. We can also work that our cataracts in our eyes, losing our vision. More people than ever before are losing their vision now. And they're finding out that they could fight back and give the moisture back to the body and take the pressure off the eyes. Many people are looking for a cure-all. I think we're on our way to a recovery. I am not claiming that we have the cause of anything. What I'm saying is diabetes is not a disease. It is a disorder of having too much carbohydrate. I can vouch to that when I first found diabetes, I thought diabetes had won. And I limited the carbohydrate, lost the necessary weight, and was able to treat my predisposition to the point where it never came into full bloom. You can do the same thing with your diet. You have a right to be able to challenge the system with using the diet instead of alternative measures for using drugs. Drug therapy sometimes can cause a lot of problems for you, a lot of side effects, insulin resistance, where your body is resisting the insulin. It stops making insulin because your body is being told, don't make any more insulin. We're giving you insulin. Now, I want to make sure the understanding that you can start looking in your pharmaceutical kitchen for these problems. I talked to you about making sure that you drink liquids, alkaline water, not a lot of pop with acid. It will work on your kidneys to tear it down. You don't want a lot of Pepsi Colas in your refrigerator. Get natural juices so that you can fight this carbohydrate problem. We're in a war right now, ladies and gentlemen. This is a war against the foods that you're eating. The foods that are being served to us are being compromised. The shelf life, they have to put lots of chemicals in it to keep it on the shelf. So we have got to make sure that we are not consuming a lot of shelf life products and chemicals. So for those of you who want a better life and who want to live longer, you're going to have to change some of the things that you're eating in your kitchen. You cannot just go off give you high frequency. With the high frequency, will give you better energy. So we're going to go to commercial right now, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll be right back at you. Hold tight. All my followers, I say keep on talking with me because I'm going to let you run with me later. We're talking about health and are you aging well? This is our series for this year. Are you living well? How are you aging? Are you aging well? Guys, that's over half of the country is over 60 years old. So now we're making preparation for assisted living. Also for nursing home facilities, people are getting their Medicare and Medicaid together, and they're in a position that they can afford to live in other places. Are you aging well? What are you doing to help yourself? We here at Oracle Divination Network have vowed to put on these speakeasies to talk about renal dialysis, sugar to diabetes, high blood pressure, the things that plague Black people, and indigestion. We are going to be talking about them, talking about why the Black person have all these conditions. Is it something that's hereditary, or can you shake off that hereditary thing? I think so, because just because your father had cancer doesn't mean you necessarily are predispositioned for it. And just because your mother was blind doesn't mean you're going to have cataracts. You're healthy. I, for one, believe that if you eat well and what you put in your body will determine how well you are going to fare as far as living well. Some people, they think they can eat and that they can function and look beautiful. And eventually it will catch up with you. And your saggy skin will be a sign of aging. And then you will say, well, I'm just getting older. Getting older doesn't mean that you have to have saggy skin, or it doesn't mean that you have got to have poor circulation. That's one of the things that we fight with. On my YouTube channel and on my Facebook, I talked about the products, and you can go there and you can listen to the show. And I've actually was visible where we had the image. We saw the video of me talking. And we had a great show on there this morning. I'm sorry that we lost Blog Talk, but we came back to gain power again. And we're on again. Blog Talk I've been with them for over 11 years now. And I'm so proud that they give me this platform that I can reach people throughout. And I want those people of the cloth, the priestess, Pete B, Baba Laws, and priestesses to come on the show and be a part of the net. Be a part of the net to talk about your gifts and your skills and what you do as a priestess, and let people know your name and your specialty. So you can use this platform to engage other people about what it is you do. Now, we're not sharing enough when it comes to the black community. Too many black people are going to these traditional doctors and they're getting traditional treatment. They need to do that because when they do that, we find that they miss out on these natural doctors who can help us. We miss out on it, unfortunately. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to understand that we could do better. We can do better. And we have to find a cure for this coronavirus. We don't have to be on the outside waiting for someone to come up with a cure. We can start doing research ourselves. I don't know how many of you are lab technicians or not, but we can formalize those people who have background in the science area to do research to find out how to stump out the coronavirus. We want to live longer. We want to live well. We don't want to be sickly. We don't want half of our hip to be removed. We don't want to be walking around with an amputation, double amputation, our teeth taken out. That's another thing we talked about today. Take your money and improve your smile. That's one thing you can do. You can buy your way to help smile. Their recommendation for cleansing, getting your x-rays, getting your teeth checked, and getting replacement of your teeth. A lot of you elderly people who have Medicare are eligible for a set of dentures. Go and get your teeth pulled if you have to, if they're decayed, and get replacement of dentures because they're pretty reasonable now. They used to be very expensive, but not anymore. Realize smiles really are, and without a radiating smile, you cannot be healthy. Your mouth cannot be hard, and you say you're living well. You've got to keep your mouth together because it's part of oral hygiene. And if you have teeth missing, go hurriedly. Take every dime you got and try to replace it. They got implants now. Some of the people are considering implants. They're good things that can help your mouth to look beautiful and radiant. It's very vital that we now we can do better with making sure that we share recipes and formulas out of our pharmaceutical kitchen. We can take some of our formulas and talk to other families about how to cleanse their blood, how to make sure that they are using good circulation. The beets are very good. We're talking about black people needing to get good circulation so they don't lose their limbs through amputation. A lot of black folks go in on the ring analysis and they find that their kidneys have shut down and they cannot circulate to cleanse the kidneys, and they end up needing a transplant and cannot get the transplant and consequently die. I just had a family member who was waiting for kidney, and they transition into glory. I like to say that I do want to make sure that we all realize that we have a chance to live a healthy life. Let's go to commercial. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me today. We are on a high frequency today talking about, are you living well and how are you aging? Are you aging well? Do you realize you can live to be over 100 years old? Do you realize that some of us have that in our genes? Right now, we have a number of people that are looking very well, like Cicely Tyson is over 100 years old well and aging well. And then we also have a number of different people who are working towards living good and well, like Shirley Caesar. I'd like to send some prompts out to her. She looks very well for 87 years old. It's very important that we get to live longer than 70 years, because we live 70 years. But for those of you who are on my show today on the live show for Facebook or YouTube, go out and listen to the show. I'm a little bit exhausted from doing the other show. Our phone lines are down right now because we're going off the air. And I like to say that we're going to work this thing out. So come on out with me to work it out. Work it out. Well, work it out. to continue to pursue that with an in-depth 1 hour or over 1 hour on one station. And we come onto these lines a little bit late. And this is our second time around in doing the show. So we're going to cut this short, and we're going to tell you to get it together and start working towards living well and aging well. Stay tuned. I'm not sure exactly what she said in the form, but okay, they're waiting for who?
When you don't go to Geico.com,
Okay.
car insurance can be hard, like
Okay, so
early
you gotta
90s heavy metal hard.
I'm yelling! And
A Scar, read by the author Sherelle Omiika Garth. A Scar is sexism, classism, ageism, and racism. A Scar is isms that hold us back, creating a deficiency and a lack. A scar is visible, but mostly unseen to the eyes of the average human being. They deter us from reaching our dreams. A scar can come in different sexes, and sometimes they can appear in the heterosexuals. A scar comes in classes. They come to suppress and even try to undermine the masses. A scar can come in all ages, and sometimes they don't develop to their full stages. A scar comes in all faces. They can show up in unfamiliar places, and you can even find them hiding amongst the races.
All ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoy yourself during this particular stage. Stay tuned. Talk Room. This is aging well. Are you living well? What are some of the things you're doing to stay healthy? And we hope that you are aging well. And if you're not, please tune in to our show, and we can talk to you more about it. We'll be doing this segment the whole year. Oh, okay, ladies and gentlemen, just a little engagement today. And some of you came on the show pretty late. You feature and air our show on demand with Facebook as well as with YouTube. We're a little engaged and in-depth and animated on that show. Here you could only hear our voices, but we're glad that you're with us today and that you're taking the time out to listen. Stay tuned. Hey, Melvin. I was just calling you to let you know that we got at the hospital because Maddie is in the hospital. And just took her off the ventilator, so we've been out there. We ain't been able to call you back, and we got to go back out there. Lisa just called today, and ain't none of them been down here. I've been running out there, so I'm kind of exhausted now. And she has an obstruction in her stomach. They had to do surgery trying to remove some of the valve that she had in her stomach. And I guess it's from eating that bad food there. I don't know. But they said they were going to do surgery. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's a message that we're going to be doing this all year long. Stay tuned. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and we're back in the studio. You're listening to me live here in Living Well, talking about how you can train yourself to mentally purchase the right foods. It's okay if we go off on a tangent every now and then and get our dark chocolate. You know, dark is a medicinal also, and we can eat dark because it's healthy for us. It has a lot of medicinal additives that you can use for depression and lifting your spirit. So we want to make sure that we eat well to stay healthy. Some of you young people out there can be challenged by these old people like myself. I was in a walking match for Alzheimer's, stumping out Alzheimer's, and I think it didn't keep us well. Now, this thing that's going on around us, this Alzheimer's is affecting people as well as old. We're losing our short-term memory, and we got to do something about it. We got to make sure that we don't let our memory lose us. They're now calling that type 3 diabetes. In reality, it is a brain that functions from fat. There's a deficiency of fat in the brain, the good fat. And we can solve that by eating enough good LDL fat so that we can replace the poor fat, the bad fat. We don't want to consume margarines that clog up in our arteries. We want to consume the lords and the butters that actually slip through our blood vessels. It's very important that we understand that our brain is fat, and they found that adding the good fat to the brain, memory tends to come back. We want to lose our memory because there's too many people losing all these valuable short-term memories, and they remember all this long information. We can do this. We can come together and make a change. Let's do that. Let's make a change. and gentlemen, back. No one. Thank you so very much, ladies and gentlemen, that you are featured on our show so that next time you can phone in to talk to the host. And our number is 319-527-6060. And our guests can call in at 516-453-9208. Call in next time and be featured on our show. We have a platform of paranormal. We discuss the paranormal. We are Oracle Divination Network. We are a network for women who are women of the cloth, men of the cloth who are priests or priestly priestesses, who are Babalaws, of TV, and Yanify. We invite you to come and feature your speech here on this platform. And it's free of charge. We are not charging anything presently right now. In the future, we might add a small fee to that, but right now it's free for you to be able to schedule your platform and your speakeasy on these lines if you are men and women of the cloth. We're speaking of alternative priests and priestesses. We'd like for you to share your background, your skills, and your gifts, and be able to talk a little bit about a secret society that everyone wants to hear from, and that nobody understood, and the things and the work that I've accomplished. I'm here now sharing my experience of the healthy lifestyle that the priesthood helped me to decide to be a part of. It's EY Paleo. Say that, EY Paleo, good character, good conduct, and good healthy lifestyle, I might add. And once you add a healthy lifestyle, you can live long into your 80s or 90s because you're not aging fast. You're aging well. Nothing wrong with aging. Some people are afraid of getting old. Some people think they have to take a bunch of medicine once they get old. But you do not have to fall prey to that. You can take natural substance out of your pharmaceutical kitchen. You can take alternative measures to treat yourself well, to exercise, and to make sure that you're doing the right foods that don't cause these conditions like the sugar, the diabetes that come on from overabundance of carbohydrates. We want you to know these things. We are sharing them with you, not from a scientific perspective, but from a common law, where we're sharing these on the air, giving you a chance to see what you could do at home to prevent these diseases. We want you to make sure that you're tuning into our show and try to get on here as much as we can. Hold tight. Stay tuned. going to play something for those people who are newcomers on the block. If you're new to this channel, here's something for the newcomers. Walk of the Nation Network. We are the network for priestly men and women. Come on in, share your platform with us. Tell us a little bit about what you do in the paranormal, and even share the secret society that you're connected to. We are now exploring how we can better educate men and women of color, and I don't want to say of color, of African descent, who are spiritualists and who would like to be a devotee and who would like to learn more about living well. One of those ways of living to have good character, good conduct. We want to teach you how to have the good character, good conduct, and be a member of a network that features priestly men and women of Petty Bees and Yonder Five, Baba Laws, and we would like to have you come in and share the platform. Tell us a little bit about what you do as a coach in consultation, as a priest. We welcome you in and we ask you to share our platform and connect yourself to a priestly lifestyle. Some of you are Lone Rangers, you're walking alone, and you have these gifts and skills. You have no one to share it with at your household. Share them with the world. Let the world know that you've gone and gotten initiated and you now wear the priestly cloth. Some of us have kept it a secret for so long that we can't even perform the rituals in our own home and for the burial, the marriage, and the burial of our loved ones. These things need to be taught. And I am an educator, and I am trying my very best to leave a legacy behind of spiritual things I will be teaching the youth about the right hand of Ifa, how to become a devotee. I am not teaching how to become a priest, but a priestly lifestyle. And we would like some of those elders who are in this profession to come on out and join us at the network. And this is a network for priestly men and women of color, but of African descent. And we want to stress that because so many times our own African people get left out of training that we need and then realize training. I am an educator. I do stress credentials and getting certificated. So we will give you a certificate about completing the priestly training if you're not a devotee. If you're already a devotee and a priest, you come out and teach some of our classes. We do not charge a fee here. I am not about the business of collecting money because we were given this gift freely, so we're freely was given. To gird up your loins, not with carnal-minded weapons, but with the weapons of your tongue and your gifts. Some of you speak the spoken word. Some of you are lecturers. Some of you have talents that you can offer. Come on out to the net and share those talents. We have offered many people opportunity to perform on this platform. If you go back over our many shows, you'll see we have interviewed many people. We aimed it back and going from the perspective of interviewing these priests and priestesses. I do have a couple of segments where we've interviewed priests and priestesses. You can go out and listen to our shows on demand. We are in demand for what we do because we deal with the paranormal. And now we're talking about how to maintain a lifestyle where you do not die, but we believe in reincarnation. We come back through our children. We believe that we can reincarnate ourselves to come back and live again. Just like Al Green said, I want to live again. We all want to live again through our children, and we leave out as elders, and our children come back as infants, and they reincarnate us. It's very that I work with a group of people called Embrace the Mic, and they're doing some great things with poetry out there. And I say that embrace their mic, support them wherever we have a network, especially one that's free. Come out and be a part of it and execute your gifts because the gifts were given without repentance. Hold tight, we're going commercial.
On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a partridge in a pear tree. On the second day of Christmas, my true love gave to me two turtle doves and a partridge.
and gentlemen, we're back in the studio. We're talking about Are You Aging Well? This is part 2 of a series, Are You Living Well? We're on our 59th episode and our first season. We're still in our first season, ladies and gentlemen. This is an episode talking about health and wellness, trying to keep the baby boomers aging well and living well. We are about the business of telling you that your diet, your kitchen could be your pharmaceutical collective support for alternative lifestyle, living well and living better. Well, I'm living well, and I have had to, but I'm eating well. I'm going to continue to eat well so I can stay healthy and vibrant. My frequency has got to run long and wide and deep. I don't know about you, but I carry a high frequency, I was told, that has been able to go into the hospital rooms to heal the blind eyes, to open blind eyes, and to open the deaf ears so that they could hear the good news and rise up and take their bed and walk. It's very important that you people of the cloth, now, I don't want to say you people, you of the cloth who have to be African American in particular, and if you Haitian descent or from the Geechee group, all of you have the gift, and you don't necessarily have to be initiated. You can be self-initiated. I want you to come on out for our next discussion. We're going to be talking about self-initiation for the men and women of the cloth. How do you become self-initiated? And are we all born here with the ability to be a priest or priestess? And how do you become self-initiated? What of a self-initiated petty or devotee? A devotee is one who's devoting their life to praising and practicing, worshiping their higher self. Now, we talked a little bit about altars and setting up your altar in our other segment. I want to say to you people who are looking at living well, you must have an altar in your house. You must have more than one altar and have them grounded, and go and energize your altars and cover them up so they're not disturbed. They're not meant for people to come in and out of who are looking for a word about the relationship. Do not predicate your gift to only find solutions for those who are healing purposes of living. And if you are a gifted person clairvoyantly, where you do not need a medium, you are fortunate. Were you called into the spiritual lifestyle? Were you born into it? Or did you just go? Some went, some came. But if you just went and weren't called, maybe you're not done with your initiation. Some of you are divinely ordered to come because of birthright. And if this is the case, a chief could call you. You're supposed to be there. The ancestors. I was ushered in by the ancestors. I wasn't looking for a priestly training. I wasn't even looking to become skilled and trained under a chief. However, it was a blessing to be identified and called for the work that I was doing out in the vineyard. The work I was doing in the ministry became visible to the eyes of someone that was in a non-traditional African spiritualist space. And that awarded me the opportunity to have training with a chief for over 5 years, getting all the direction of a spiritual student. I encourage you to get as much spiritual training as you can. Our weapons are not carnal, but we're ready to fight in a war, and you better have your iron sharpened, and your tongues better be ready and laden with the word of God, because we have a real mission. We bowed our heads before Orumala, and we committed to coming here to do something. This world is in a worse way than it ever has before, and never before have we needed more spiritual individuals who can walk with God as well as to share their gifts with others who are less fortunate. We have been called upon to do a great work, and that great work that we have to do is part of spiritual knowledge so that we can raise up a nation of spiritual people. And these spiritual African Americans will come out of darkness. They will leave the prison cells rehabilitated. They will come into a consciousness where whatsoever is above is below. The macrocosm will become the microcosm, and we will begin to bring heaven down here on earth. We will not look out into the sky for heaven, but we will manifest our heaven right here in the midst of confusion. So we need you, men and women who have been called to the priesthood. We need you to take a platform and possess your pool, possess your microphone to speak half of the things that have gone wrong, to offer your solution, your referendum, and to also give the reason why you chose to show those out there who are lost that they can be found once again. We're pleading with those men and women of the cloth. This actual network was created for the men and women who are going into the priesthood. It was created so it could be open to those people that had somewhat paranormal thought process and who had dreams and visions, who wanted to share their dreams and visions, who wanted to talk about the things that they want to get at. This is a place to come at the network. Here at the net, women are free, women get delivered. I have people on the show to come and talk to priestly men and women and decide that they want to come into the priesthood, and they embrace the priesthood right here on the platform. And this is the place to be here at the Divine Network. The Divine Network will open doors for you. There's a spirit that rests and abides here. And all that come here are blessed and driven by the Spirit. We know the Spirit is eternal. It is not to get a long-lasting direction for Spirit here at Oracle Divination Network. We are divining over oracles. We are showing you into your life. We're teaching you how to go back home to your families and divine over your babies and dedicate your babies back to God for a purpose. Now, a destiny reading is very important. We're teaching you about how destiny reads. There is them to go astray. Give them back to God and ask God in His plan or her plan or it. We don't know what God to be. We call it he, she, or it. We're training you up and giving you belief of the 10 Commandments and making them real in your life so that when you go out to minister, you're not talking a bunch of hanky-panky and you're not just speaking from one perspective of Christianity. You have a traditional African spiritualist that is ancient years old that you can present to your family, that you can teach your family how to wash their face in the morning before they present themselves before the Most High, how to say altars, how to libation, how to appeal to all of their ancient divine Orishas, how to commune with the Orishas, how to sit and sup with the Orishas, and understanding the actual creation story. How was it written? And did God create us with a woman? And did God give breath of life? All things most African, they need to know their own history and their own story. They can't keep repeating a Johnny Come Lately story and wondering why they're not getting any results. It's very vital that every one of us become an evangelist. It's written in the mutilated book of the Bible that we all should become evangelists and carry the good news across the nation. that he has risen, and he has risen up in us. So let's rise up today. Rise up.